to the YouTuber report for Monday, September 22nd. I'm your host, Leslie M. Presented by Over 35 and Up. Interesting links in the description box below. Okay, I like the background too. Well, President Obama gave a speech, or he had a conversation, if you will, with Steve Scully on his YouTube account. 222,000 views. It's an hour 18, but his speeches, they run long, but they don't seem long because he has something to say. And it's always very interesting. So, and he's working on the second half of his memoirs. And I bought the first one. So that's something we should go and see. Now, this one, man crashes out over single woman, men afraid of women's freedom. TikTok relationship compilation. This is by Get Going with Mary Jane N. It has 19,000 views. It's an hour and 4 minutes long, and I listened to every second of this video because everything in it is the truth. Okay. Now, Lori Daniel Favors, she has about 3 videos that I find very interesting. She's running a half hour or so about that. Now, this one is another one by Get Going with Mary Jane N. 39,000 views. Older women traumatized by men now rejecting men. Women want to be left alone. TikTok compilation 2025. Who told them that? Ooh, who told? You got that right. Because I just don't want to be bothered. Because you got to look at the what you have to choose from in your area. I don't want anybody married. I don't want that. So I would prefer an educated person, someone who's been to college. Preferably college degree, because I have a college degree, so he should have a college degree. All right. I don't mind if he has a master's or a PhD. I can keep up. So I can talk to anybody. So that's not a lot. There's not a lot of those kind of guys around. So, and then men get used to easy fornicative relationships, and I'm not into that. So I'm the girl you call and talk to about that girl who's actually selling it to you, but you want to be a goofy and act like she's not actually selling it to you, and you want to pretend like that's your girlfriend, and you keep giving her money and buying her stuff, and then she is with like her real man. And then you call and talk about her to me, and that's just that kind of person, and it's like you should try to find someone on your level. But then that would mean that you would have to be a part of decent society, and I don't think that's a popular idea amongst certain men. Anyway, culture spill. It's almost a 10-minute video. She was reading my mind. The Charlotte train killer reveals why he did it. He said that the blonde girl from Ukraine was an operative of some sort and was reading his mind, so he stabbed her in the neck. I got 1.1 million views, but probably more by now. CERN opened the gate and it can't be closed. These are always good videos. HFC podcast, 108 views. I watched all 1 hour and 19 minutes of it. It went fast. I would say some videos are long, but they go so fast. The GOP just passed a crime bill that will bring slavery back. This is by Lori Daniel Favors, 42,000 views, under a half hour. Go listen to it. You can do other stuff while you listen to these informative videos. Now, this is one of my favorites. You might like this. Behind the scenes, the restoration of Isabella de Medici, Carnegie Museum of Art. 3.2 million views. I enjoyed all 7 minutes and 19 seconds of this video. because she literally was restoring art, and I'd never seen that, and I liked it. And how to memorize scripture and never forget it, even if you've tried before, under a half hour. Pavielle, Pavielle, 247,000 views. Wow. So let's go over this again. Some of these people we talked about before. And of course, go and look at the last week's Over 35 and Up live podcast, the YouTuber report from last week. It's like 40 minutes, but it goes fast. We're going to see President Obama's account to hear what he was talking about. Lizandra, Lyzandra, 74,000 views. Men have traumatized us. Women cry out when dating becomes a humiliation ritual. Sad. Okay. Fred from the Motherland. Go see that. I can't even really mention his title. And that's about it. Now the one about the older women, yeah, I like that one. Because if I found it true. I'm not traumatized by men, but I just can't be bothered with somebody, because it also ties into man crashes out over single women, men afraid of women's freedom. First of all, I wasn't raised during the time of crash outs. If you needed to go get some electric shock or some medicine or 5150, you just went and did that. And nobody talked about it. Crashing out where you just lose it like a temper tantrum, adults don't do that. Okay, so I don't want to be bothered with any of that. Gamers, it's fun. That's something my son does. I wouldn't be able to be in a relationship with a man who spent all his time doing that. It would be very difficult for me because I don't do it. So I really just couldn't see doing that. You got to have some other hobbies and, you know. And then if you're too old, then you have this whole other music genre that you like. And then sometimes they don't like younger music. I was raised in the 70s. So I like 70s music. I like 80s music. I like 90s music. I don't like a whole lot of 60s music. I've heard it. We've heard it ad nauseum. But I stick to 70s, 80s, 90s, and some current songs. But now I mostly listen to religious songs, so. And that's about it. Now, you all want to hear the one that I like? Now, it's either man crashes out over single women or older women traumatized by men now rejecting men. Women want to be left alone. We're going to listen to that one.
Adventure is calling, and so are the deals at Pet Boys. Save more often than not a burden on women. Like, men be thinking, oh, my presence there is doing something. Bro, if I have to cook, clean, and look after you, and you're cheating on me, it's actually best for you to leave my house so that I can look after my children in peace, rest, and not have someone tugging on my skirt, asking for physical intercourse after they've done nothing to sweep me up all day, nothing to show me that they care for me. I would actually rather live for myself. And so many women report this. So it makes me laugh when men are like, every man cheats and you're going to have to just deal with it. No, I don't have to just deal with it. Because actually, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do as a man in my house, it's actually better for you to leave. It's better for me. It's better for everybody. Goodbye.
Life is so much better without a man that it's easier to be a single mother. It be the little things that drive me crazy. Dirty toilet seat, washing all them dirty drawers, the constant cleaning and rearranging things, putting things back in their place where it go, making your house look neat. You can tell when a man is living in your home, and I don't like that. It is so much easier for me to put me and my baby on a routine versus me, a baby, and a man. It just, I honestly don't know how you mothers with full families do it, for real. Even for the right man that helps out, that sounds like a lot of work. Like, I would rather just take care of me and my child. And to constantly sit there to be emotionally available for a man, to be physically available for a man, that is exhausting. Now, I'm going to highlight this part of the video. Of course, when you choose the wrong man, this is going to be exhausting. But going through that makes me turned off from all men. Like, literally. You don't help pay bills. You go to work and you talk to every bitch at the job. Going out late every weekend, drinking. Can't be loyal, can't clean after yourself, can't help, just no help. Me being a single mother now, me and my child has a routine. We're besties. I only have to clean up after her. Things stay intact in my home. It smells good. You can walk in my crib, smell, and see that there's no man present, and I love it that way. Women are so pissed with men to the point that some women don't want to have anything to do with men anymore. But before I get right into that, let's talk about men changing their bad behaviors in relationships. You think men change their bad behaviors after marriage? I mean, after you get married to them. If a man is badly behaved,
Well, you all can go over to Get Going with Mary Jane, one word, N, the letter N. Get Going with Mary Jane. That's the name of it. Just recently tried to go on a date with a 50-year-old man, same age as, I think she means me. It felt like I was talking to Peter Pan, insufferable, immature, done. Because, you don't really know the background of these guys. And I'm telling you now, unless the man is following Jesus, you're not going to be able to be with him, because people who don't follow Jesus fall on the Romans 1 and 28. All right. And then there's 2 Thessalonians 1 verses 5 through 11, really 6 through 8, but 5 through 11. They're in a downward tailspin, a downward spiral, going right down. The world goes up. They're going in the opposite direction. So if you're in a tailspin and they're in a tailspin, you'll probably get along. I'm just saying, unless he wants to save you from yourself, or you are able to save that person from themselves, it's like, no, you're not going to get along, because you spend your time in prayer and thanking Jesus and begging Jesus to get these evil demons off your children and in yourself and in your household, swirling all around. And they're busy entertaining the demons. And I can't have that. I don't respect you. And so after a moment of a woman not being respectful or kind to a man because he doesn't follow Jesus, so he doesn't have any of the Holy Spirit characteristics. He's not gentle. He's not kind. He doesn't have any self-control. He's not faithful. He's not patient. He's not peaceful. He doesn't have any joy, and he can't love. Yeah, I have that on my wall. I'm reading it. And gifts of the Holy Spirit is knowledge to understand self and world around you, understanding work and understanding how things work out and why things happen. Wisdom, God's perspective on all things. Courage, stand up for godliness. Right judgment, make godly decisions. And reverence, see godliness in everyone and everything. All right, this is what I have on my wall, Bible verses and stuff. So why would I want to go with somebody who's not already turned in that direction? I won't. And after a while, I was like, I don't even care. Because I'm busy, I'm doing this and I'm doing other things. And I'm caring as best as I can for the adults in my home, because they're not children anymore, they're adults. And that's about it. And these are the things that this woman is talking about. It's not a whole lot of people over there, because she's not talking nonsense. She's saying real things. And a lot of people, they only really want nonsensical things so they can act goofy too. And it's like, well, I had like a lot of that time to be goofy. And like most men, there was one video where they say that black men don't date. Poor black men don't date. I'll just go ahead and say it. They always have a problem because they're short on cash. They have made all kind of decisions that will have a negative impact on spending time or money on you as far as a date or anything else. Okay? Like I said, if Jesus is not the head of the man, just leave it alone. Please leave it alone, because his tailspin, downward spiral, will become your downward spiral. Exactly. Your downward spiral. And he's not going to want to be around you while you're in your downward spiral, because he has that much sense. What about you? You ever notice that? And a man won't let you do to him what he does to you. He has standards. He expects you to to be this and be that and feel this way and feel that way when you're just like, well, I'm pretty easygoing, da 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 da. That's because you're used to people who are respectful and kind with self-control. Men angry that women ain't fighting for them anymore, chasing them, and are quick to walk away. Lysandra, 125,000 views. Older women are done with men and dating. Here's why. Life with Melanie. It's Melonie. 81,000 views. See? There's a lot of that going on because don't nobody really want to be bothered with another person's problem. It's like you have emotional problems or some other kind of problems or financial issues, and you can't fully devote yourself to a conversation, or you don't know how to conversate. You're stunted in your educational, social growth. It's like you need help. You don't need a date, you need help. So I found that if I just say that you have to have a degree, I have a degree, you have to have a degree, okay? I'm not skinny, so you don't have to be skinny. Okay? I'm just saying. If we want to keep it a buck like that, I'm not going to make anybody do anything I'm not really doing. Cuz like I said, I'm pretty laid back. I don't want to hear anything about your baby mama. If you don't have any type of conversation, you cannot substitute drama with it because that's friend zone and that's where you always be until I stop answering your phone calls. Because it's like I actually have things to do with my time. I don't really want to be your therapist. You can go to therapy. And if you tell a man that, he's going to be offended. Likely, it doesn't matter what race they are. If they're trying to hook up or date and they don't have Jesus as the head of them, they're not following Jesus and they're trying to do things in the world, and it's never going to work out. And just look, these videos just tell you about people who are still trying, because I stopped trying because at a certain point you could actually internet date. It was before the masses found out about it. Once everybody starts doing it, it's no more good. You can't internet date anymore because it's a scam artists and prostitutes. That's what it seems to be. And a lot of the guys, they don't really know. They can't tell the difference. And these women are just working them or setting them up. And it's like, well, men have traumatized us. Women cry out when dating becomes a humiliation ritual.
Bitch. That's your sugar daddy's kid, bitch. Remember that shit. You fucking spread your legs for that nigga. Ho. You feel awful because you're with your friends. I didn't do shit to you. Get out of my shit. No! I didn't even do nothing to you. I didn't even do anything to you. You're mad because you weren't going to find parking, so you started putting your hands on me. Reason to put your hands on me. Shut up. You stink, nigga. You're weird. You're round through.
See, I'm like, why would you want to be in that scenario? I gotta go. We can't hear that. We can't hear that.
Both publicly and privately humiliated and probably taken this entire 10 years to heal these wounds, you're going to open them up again so you got some content for your podcast. Unless she immediately went to some kind of witness protection program, you could have found her if you wanted to. She was owed a face-to-face apology and explanation then, and she
Oh, it's about some man left his fiance, you want to call it that, at the courthouse where they were going to get married. I'm like, Lord have mercy.
I'm not trying to H-word men again, but it's like, how could you not? They are so hurtful. They are disrespectful, disloyal,
Ungodly,
rude, selfish. Think about nobody but themselves. And I'm sure there are some good men out there. I met one before. One. You guys are going to say, oh, maybe it's you. Because I know the men are going to come in and just put it all back on me. They're going to completely dismiss my feelings and put it back on me. I'm used to it. I'm the one actually in therapy working through things and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Having to go to therapy for people who won't go to therapy or who don't see any wrong in their behavior. God, I can't do it no more, you guys. I don't want to.
I don't want to be involved with men anymore. So I think it's just time for me to just really focus on myself 103,000%. Like, really just strictly lock in. This bride, I told my husband way before our wedding that I didn't want cake on my face. I wanted cake only in my mouth. I paid a lot for my hair and makeup, and I didn't want it to be ruined for even a second of my wedding. So my husband, being the silly, goofy guy he is, he did not listen to what I said because he's so spontaneous. So we had just cut our cake to the song Throat Go. Yeah, that story's in another video, so you can go check that out. So things were already not going to plan. So then we were about to feed each other our cake, and my husband, he got that look in his eyes, and I knew that he was going to be silly. So he pushed and smashed the cake all over my face. And I not only had cake on my face, but I had blood on my face. My husband hurt my nose and gave me a bloody nose. Yeah, I was a trooper about it on the day because I didn't want it to ruin the rest of my wedding. But it gave me a lot of resentment, and it lingered for a while, so we ended up having to go to couples counseling over it. But now I can just laugh about it because my husband is just such a silly guy, and if I didn't laugh, I would cry. These are things that our exes did that we were conditioned into thinking were normal.
She's on meds, I'm sure.
And pinned me on his bed and told me I couldn't go home.
See, that stuff, the uneducated, low-life people. I just, you can avoid a lot of stuff by dating up. I've always punched up. Just date up. Don't present yourself to anybody that isn't on your level. That's a good way to stay out of trouble. And the one lady says, do not date, entertain, or marry a police officer. You're welcome. I don't know. But that's what she said. What are the other comments? A lot of men are unstable. Please be careful. And they don't really want to be bothered. Some women pressure men into relationships because they want to appear fitting in with the group or whatever. But you don't have to fit in with the group. Not in the place of your sanity. These people are putting all of their business out on the internet. It's therapeutic for them. I understand. But they're still doing that. And it is just not worth it. Try to, just like the one woman said, work on yourself. Go to the gym. Have intentional mornings. You will soon find someone doing the same thing as you. Join a running club. You have to run in the running club. Join an interest club, something that people are interested in. A chess club, a reading club, anything that's sophisticated, okay? That has an air of sophistication, that says that we are a sophisticated society where literacy is required. You don't have to give a literacy test because you're all reading the same book. Because I've had to give literacy tests because the person just could not read, and I can't do it. That's somebody else's person. I can't do it. Not saying anything, it's just that I just don't want to be burdened with someone else's problems like that. It's hard enough to hold my own head. It's like, I'm doing the best that I can do. Then, like, someone else is flopping their problems on you, and they don't have the ability or the sense to call on Jesus to help them with it. So that's not for me. It's just not for me. And that's actually what the problem is across the board. These are ungodly people, ungodly men. And I don't know how they got that way. I just know that they all sound like they're in a downward spiral. And no one should be desperate enough to let a man or a woman downward spiral them into some other scenario. just go to church and read your Bible. I know people make that sound like it's the most horrible thing in the world, but I'm at peace. I'm at peace and I'm happy. And I don't have any of these types of problems. But I do like watching the videos. I don't know why. But Lyzandra, Lyzandra, they're compiling a lot of the videos for you. And if you like that type of thing, you can watch it. Well, that's it for today's version of the YouTuber report. Once again, look in the description box below for all of the links to my pages, because I put links to playlists and other things on my over 35 and up page. So just go over there, join my page, because when I get at least 100 subscribers to my page, I can go live on my page. And then you guys can join in if you want to. So see you next time.